meeting you back in 2019, you made me aware and more conscious of my breath for the first time in my life. So I actually realized I was holding my breath, and I realized how that affected my mental state, my emotional state, and like anxiety and other things like that. So yeah, becoming aware of the breath, of your breath pattern, and how like doing the research and just like finding out how that really impacts your health and well-being takes it to a whole nother level. You know, it's not just like, oh, we're breathing by unconsciously. They say we breathe like, you know, just unconsciously. We're just breathing. We don't have to think to breathe. Our body just breathes. Right? But we can start breathing consciously and being consciously aware of that pattern in the body and the pathways that it's reaching. And yeah, just understanding that air is not just air. It's actually a less dense form of water.
I remember reading, and I love what you just said, because when you say air is not just air, when we become more aware of what has always been there. I was reading, you know, when I first got my hands on Man's Higher Consciousness by Hilton Hotima, there were these paragraphs that I was just highlighting all this stuff. And I remember one of the passages that I highlighted said something to the effect that they had found that there is an aerial something. They called it an aerial something that enters the blood through the air. And it was like this substance. Like they didn't know what to call it.
Okay.
And so people would call that prana.
Yeah.
You know.
Life force,
right? You know, it's undergone so many different names, like you know, I think Greek it would be pneuma, and you know, China chi, and Japan ki, and you know, Africa ka, like in Latin spiritus, you know? Like there's just so many ways to describe this substance, and throughout time immemorial, like throughout history, we've been describing the same substance, the same thing that enters us through the air. And there's a constancy, like we're able to continue, you know, like we were talking about one time about, you know, immortality and just that frequency of being able to go beyond, you know? So when it comes to the breath, I also know that you did some breath courses as well. So how was like Akai and Camilla, how did that course affect you when it came to your expansion in that way as well?
And that was years ago. That was the very beginning. The very beginning, you helped me become conscious, more aware of my breath, and then I was like, this is foundational. Boom, I want to do this. Like, I need this. Everyone needs this. So yeah, getting certified in breathwork, they taught a lot about the science behind it and how, like healing your breath pattern and conscious breathing can help heal and repair neurotransmitters in the brain. So breathwork is scientifically proven to help heal neurotransmitters in the brain. So like the receptors and the transmitter, if one is not functioning, it helps both ends of that actually, like have the strength to connect and make that signal and like make stronger and build more and stronger neural pathways in the brain.
Okay. So, you know, one could say that, you know, a breatharian is one who breathes. Like we're all breathing. So you could pretty much potentially call everyone a breatharian. But when you're talking about with intention and conscious awareness, do you feel like someone could be in a breatharian bandwidth or a pranic living frequency or wavelength without the breath, like being a focus? Like, can someone operate in that realm or that dimension without ever focusing on their breath?
I think whether you focus on it in the beginning or you start the path, it's gonna eventually be a thing.
Okay.
Because you're gonna have a greater capacity to have more breath.
Right.
So, and then you're also just it's mind expanding. It's consciousness expanding when you're able to really get that full breath and the body, the vessel is able to breathe in more of that correct pattern, healthy pattern.
Right.
Like it's inevitable almost that, like, even if you choose to like focus on the breath or not, it's like gonna come up.
I agree. Especially with less things on the diaphragm. Like with less things pushing down on your digestive system, with less things, gunking up the guts and just the, the gastrointestinal tract. Like with less, you have more.
It's gonna make you aware of it. If you weren't aware of it in the beginning, the path will make you aware of it, because you'll feel that difference. You'll feel that openness, that spaciousness, that
It's euphoric.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember there were times where when I was deep into, fasting journeys, or deep into dry days, or what we call pranic days or freedom days, deep into days without food or water, I felt like, oh my God, have I ever been breathing? Like, did I even know what breathing was? And there were times where, oh my gosh, it was like my whole body was breathing. Like my skin was breathing, every pore was breathing, like everything. And I became very aware of any clothing that was restricting the airflow, and just the breath that I could be receiving from every pore, which is a portal on the body. So these were all like portals. These all became doorways that my body could learn how to suck energy from the atmosphere. And it was like, and it wasn't like I was taking. It was like the universe was giving to me, and it was always giving. It was just that I was so blocked that I couldn't receive. So you felt that as well. Wow.
Like a switch, because we weren't taught that. I wasn't taught that growing up. That like, you're taught that you breathe through your nose or your mouth. Like you're not taught that your skin like absorbs in that type of way. Right.
We're definitely not taught that. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, just that awareness alone, just that awareness alone, the body will respond, and it'll be like, oh, I can do this. And then it'll start doing it, and you'll start experiencing it. But if the awareness isn't there in the mind, then it's like the body is almost like maybe it's doing it a little bit unconsciously. I feel like either way, maybe. But
without the awareness, that's a missing piece.
Yeah,
that's like a piece of the puzzle. Eli Tom would always say at different retreats, and we've been to Eli Tom's retreats like multiple times, and he'll be like, if you don't know a program exists, you can't download it.
Yeah, so the body just operates from the program and the belief system that's installed.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't have that awareness, it's not aware that it can do that.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's only thinking its only way to get breath is like here, when in reality it's like all over.
Everywhere. Yeah. It's like he would say, I'm still under a program. I'm just living the Breatharian program. I'm just under this program. It is a program. It's just a different program.
Yeah.
Jasmine Heen would always say, pranic people eat all the time, just differently. So it's a different type of nourishment. It's a different type of pranic nutrition. It's a different type of eating. It's a different type of feeding, but you're not depleting, because you have all that you're needing. It's all around. So it's interesting to think about that, because when somebody feels like they finally feel what breathing is supposed to feel like. There were so many times where, after a breathwork session, when I felt clean and clear and cleansed and just clarity, no brain fog, just a few minutes of breathing, I was like, how did I forget this? Just that feeling of like, how did I forget that peace was just a breath away? It was, bliss was only a breath away. Fulfillment, just a breath away. Joy, just a breath away. Like all these feel-good feelings, this, all the chemical cocktails in the body just going off with breath alone. And you're completely sober, no substance, just, just ether, just breath. So it's very transformational to feel it on a level where without a shadow of a doubt, oh wow, like I could live on this. Like, this is giving me life. You know, this is nourishing me. This is flourishing me. This is encouraging me that I'm not just this flesh and skin and bone and just.
It's a lighter substance of the same thing we're getting from eating food.
I see, yeah.
It's the same energy that we're getting.
Just a lighter form.
A lighter form.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like transitioning the body lighter and lighter. So you can't jump from one level to the next. It's like in that transitional phase because it's letting the body adjust to lighter and lighter and make all the mental and physical adjustments at the same time
Mm-hmm.
to where it's like able to sustain itself on that lighter form.